So I am here because, the situation in my country is, it's one of the bad examples, I guess, and I've been working on a campaign for a year now, and I really wanted to just somehow broaden this campaign. I mean, the way I think about it and the reflections on it, all the new ideas. So I really want to get some new inputs. And
what is the campaign about?
So the campaign is about victim blaming, and basically I tried to find new ways to convince those people who are actually think that it's the victim's fault, like sexual assault. So basically my goal is to actually convince men as well. I know it's like a stereotype that they think that it's the victim's fault. Let's just go back to so one year earlier I was at university, and then I got this course about branding, and we had to make like a whole brand for a fictional company, and I thought that let's make a brand for an empowerment organization. And then I thought about the most effective way of communicating about these issues, because we don't have this friendly environment in Hungary. I mean, we can say that the most common attitude is rather sexist and this traditional way of thinking about these issues. And I thought that let's just use marketing and product design and branding to just somehow overcome this general attitude. And so I came up with the ideas, so that let's use analogies. The basic slogan is people, not targets. So we are talking about actual human beings, not objects. Because I thought about that when somebody is shot, we never ask that person that whether you wore a bulletproof vest. I just came to the realization that we don't really have the victim blaming approach in the case of other crimes. And I thought about the situation of driving, that we have a certain set of rules, like the highway code. And so I thought that, okay, so let's make a campaign, because we had two tasks. So to make like a logo and the whole brand. So that was like no targets, and we have a logo and all these little visual materials. And the other was that to make a campaign for this company or organization. And so the first idea was to actually make a highway code in the case of sexual encounters. And so, which is based on consent, because when it comes to sex, actually it's really a gray zone area. I mean,
in what terms? Like
a quick example that it's pretty common when somebody buys you a drink, then there is this thinking that maybe I owe that person something, and this is really dangerous, I think. And when it comes to consent, I consent to sex, but which parts of the sex? So it's not clear. And so I started to create like road signs which were about sexual consent. And then I thought that this is just not the good approach. And so there is the second stage. So that let's do this the other way around. That let's imagine a world where we actually cross the road and we are hit by a car, and then the society starts to ask us that, why did you just cross the road? And actually I started to create these sentences and these posters which show this word, this victim blaming kind of approach. And I think it's really important that we are in this situation on a regular basis, so we can't avoid crossing the street. And I think it's the same with sex. For example, in Hungary, they really like to teach people that women, in most cases, that they should be really cautious, and they should really just somehow avoid this whole situation. But you shouldn't, and you can't really avoid sexual situations. And so I created these posters, and I searched for victim blaming sentences. Like there was this one particular one which was said by a Canadian judge, that why couldn't she just keep your knees together? And yeah, it's the same when it comes to, for example, the traffic situation. Then we can say that why couldn't you just keep your feet off the street? And this is nonsense. And still we can say these sentences on in the legal environment as well. So basically, this is the campaign about right now, and now we are participating in a mentor program in Hungary, and we want to do an educational video which we could screen in high schools in order to teach the society that it is not a sustainable situation.